Hello, in this video I'll show you how to use the mixer brush tool, and by the end of this video you'll be understanding how to use and apply the mixer brush tool whenever you're trying to retouch and get better results. So before you can understand how to use the mixer brush tool, I have a simple request. Simply like the video and don't forget to subscribe in case you're watching this video and you aren't subscribed yet to this channel. So for the mixer brush tool, you have to understand how frequency separation works basically before you can go ahead and apply the mixer brush tool for your images, because there is a step before applying the mixer brush tool that is very important to every photographer or every retoucher out there, which is the Gaussian blur radius, because the Gaussian blur radius is going to determine the amount of skin textures that you are going to be remaining with in the final retouched image. So whenever you mess up that step, it means that the mixer brush tool, however perfect you may apply it, you may not get the best and perfect results regarding the retouched image at the end of it also. Let me first of all show you that step. So frequency separation divides the image into the colors and the textures. So I'm just going to do those steps for you. Command J twice, and this layer is for the color and the topmost layer is for our textures. And after doing that, come the color layer and turn off the texture layer. So if you have an action that was recorded or set well, it usually stops at that point whereby you have to manually input the radius of Gaussian blur that you want to apply to the image. So this is the step I'm about to show you, which is the most important. So pay maximum attention to this very step. So it usually stops at this point whereby you have to put in the Gaussian blur. So for this, I'll just come to filter blur, come to Gaussian blur. So this is where the actions usually stop. So if I'm to take the radius slider all the way down, you can notice that the image is going to be in its initial form. So usually what you have to do, click on that area that you feel has more skin textures or skin details than the rest of the skin. So for this area of the nose has more skin details. So the point here is you have to manually move the radius slider and stop at that point whereby these details that you have just targeted are just starting to disappear. So for this, click on the radius slider and drag it forward like that, and you can see that the textures are still visible in this case. So I'll just take it forward like that. So at about 7, that is when the details have just started disappearing completely, but I can still identify where the details are. So if you use a very low radius, it means that the amount of blur is going to be intense in the areas that have textures, meaning you'll lose out on those textures whenever you're trying to brush using the mixer brush tool. And the higher the radius, it means that you can't see or you can't even identify the colors. So a higher radius for Gaussian blur is going to retain more textures in the image, and a lower radius of Gaussian blur is going to get rid of the details in the skin. That is why you have to manually move this and stop at that point whereby the details are just going to disappear at this very point. So at about 7, that is when my details are just starting to disappear. So if you mess up on this step, it means the final image is also going to be messed up. So that's why you have to always be careful with this very step. I'll click OK and just proceed with the frequency separation steps. So if you have the action, it is going to do for you all these processes. And by the way, you can purchase my actions by simply checking the link in the video description. So I'm just going to come and select the color layer, turn RGB, add as the blend mode, then invert, click OK, and just do these steps because I don't want to go into the in-depth of frequency separation. So I'll select these layers and put them in a group and open up the group. So usually whenever we're trying to work using the mixer brush tool, we always want to work with it on the color layer. Yeah, so select the color layer. So before we go in to applying the mixer brush tool, we just want to identify the mixer brush tool and get the perfect settings or the right settings. So every photographer has different settings, but for the years I've used the mixer brush tool, these settings that I'm about to share with you are going to be working for you at any time. So for the brush, you can locate the Mr. Brush tool under the brushes, or you can locate the Mr. Brush tool around these settings. So for this, I'm just going to come and get the Mr. Brush tool. So for whichever setting or for whichever tool you select in Photoshop, the settings for that tool are always going to be appearing above here. So we have selected the Mr. Brush tool, and the very first setting is make sure the hardness is set to 0% and soft round brush is selected because we don't want the brush to leave edges around the areas that we are trying to blend on. Then make sure the brush is clean. Yeah, make sure you have a transparent effect right here, these tiny squares that are transparent. So we have two options right here. The first one is load brush after each stroke. This is the first option. And the second one, which is the reverse, which is clean brush after each stroke. Remember, as you're trying to blend on the skin, we are dealing with different levels of colors. That is why when you select the first option and you try to blend on the skin, it means that the brush is going to be commanded to carry a previous color. For example, if I've been working on this bright area, the brush is going to carry this bright color and paste it on the new area that I want to work on, for instance, this other area. So make sure you have selected the one that is clean brush after each stroke, which is the second option. The weight is going to be 9%, the load is 75%, the mix is 90%, and the flow is 100%. Then, this is very important, make sure sample all layers is not checked in this case, because when you leave this turned on and, for example, you paint right here, for example, if I paint on the forehead area, you have commanded the Mixer Brush tool to copy information from all the layers in the frequency separation group and paint them in the selected layer, which is the color layer. So the brush has been commanded to sample information from these two layers and paint them in the selected layer. That is why we have this rough texture painted in the color layer, which we don't want. So for the color layer, we want to deal with only colors. So make sure sample all layers is not turned on unless you're working on an empty layer. So in case you're blending using an empty layer, for example, in case you're blending or you're using the Mixer Brush tool on an empty layer, you can leave this sample all layers turned on or checked, but make sure to hide the texture layer at that point. But for our case, we just want to make this as simple as possible. So for this, make sure sample all layers is not turned on in case you have both or only the color and texture layer to work on. So we have set up the Mixer Brush tool, and usually whenever trying to apply the Mixer Brush tool, all you have to do is retouch at a distance. So the trick I tend to use here is I usually turn off the texture layer. So when you turn off the texture layer and you zoom out by pressing Command 0, you can see or identify those areas that have uneven skin color transitions, and you blend them better as opposed to zooming all the way in like this. So at this point, you can't identify where to blend and where not to blend. So always recommended that you retouch at a distance. And by the way, to increase or reduce on the size of the Mixer Brush tool, you have to use the open and close square bracket keys on the keyboard. And in case the Mixer Brush tool is showing a plus icon, simply deactivate the caps lock key on the keyboard. So time to apply the Mixer Brush tool. For example, on the forehead area, you have to apply it while following the shape of a given area. So for this, make sure the size of the Mixer Brush tool is going to remain within that area that you want to blend. So for this, you can see this dark area. To apply it, simply brush like that. So you can have brushed only that dark area, then come and you click and hold down to brush like that. And in case you're using a stylus or graphics tablet, all you have to do is paint using the stylus. So I'm just going to paint like that. And to blend on a bright area, click once again and paint like that. And you can see where these colors are transitioning from one color to another. Just reduce on the size of the brush and you blend that bordering area. And you can see how it is easy to blend using the mixer brush tool, and the areas on the skin have been perfectly blended. So when you come and return on the texture layer, you can see the textures are still left intact in the image, before, after, before, and after. And continue working using the mixer brush tool. And better you can work with the mixer brush tool with both the color and texture layer turned on, in case you really trust your site. So I'm just going to paint like that. So you have to follow the direction. You can see this area is flowing in that kind of direction, so I have to move the brush and follow that given direction. And for the nose, I just reduce on the sides of the brush and blend the dark area of the nose like that, and blend the bright area on the nose like that. So you can see before, after. After blending, you can now come to the textures, get the clone stamp tool, make sure for settings hardness is set to 0, soft round brush is selected, the mode is normal, opacity and the flow at 100%, align is checked and the sample is set to current layer. You can now zoom in and you sample clean skin and paint it over the pimple. So to remove this pimple right here, reduce on the size of the clone stamp tool by using the square bracket keys on the keyboard. Hold on the option key on the keyboard, alternate for windows. Option, click on a clean area to sample clean skin. Release the option key on the keyboard and click over the blemish. So you have to keep on sampling from different areas where a pimple or close to that pimple that you want to remove. So one finger should be placed on the option key on the keyboard. Command 0 to zoom out. So this is how you can understand how to use the mixer brush tool from the start to the very end. And I hope you have learned a thing or two from this very video. Don't forget to like the video and don't forget to subscribe if you have been watching and you aren't subscribed to this channel. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in yet more videos on this channel. Don't forget, keep practicing, and as well keep creating.